ECNL versus DA, and I'm gonna share with you my thoughts on why the badges don't actually matter. I work with players of all levels. I work with a bunch of ECNL players, a bunch of DA players. 99% of them are phenomenal kids. First of all, that's the only thing that matters, that you're coachable and you're respectful and you've got a desire to attain excellence. But what I've noticed is the swag walk that comes along with the badges on the side of the arms. I actually love the marketing of it. And I love the fact that, you know, you go to an ECNL event and you can buy all these t-shirts and the hoodies and the same with the DA. And there's a difference between wearing it with pride and wearing it as a swag badge. Because what I've noticed is some kids, they walk around and their like chests are like puffed, like they think they're like, they've already got it. And I will encounter these kids and they'll be like, well, you know, what can you teach me? And I'm like, well, you're 15 and I've seen you play, so I'll be able to at least teach you how to connect with the ball properly, because you're not. And it's like, well, I'm DA. Guys, it doesn't matter whether you're DA, ECNL, DPL. The only thing that matters is that you're improving every single day, okay? This is how you decide where to go. Are you going to have fun on that team? Are you going to be in an environment where you're growing all the time? Does that coach care about you? Does that coach have a good past reputation of developing players? And I'm not talking about players who were already good. I'm talking about players who weren't very good. Have they developed into better players? College soccer, which is a massive cloud above youth soccer. It's about making the right choice and not getting hung up on numbers and names. From when you were 10, it's like, you gotta play D1, you gotta get a scholarship, D1, 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 D1. Why is that? Because not everyone's gonna play D1. What I want you guys to do is not attach so much weight to those labels, D1, D2, D3. One player that I had was always told, too slow to play D1. You know, you should look at D2, D3. And she ended up going to a phenomenal D3 school, loved it, you know, banged goals there. Came back the first summer and in the summer we always have like high level like college players here. She jumped in with a bunch of like the top ones, like they were like powerhouse players, crying at the end of the session. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she's like, I could hang with these guys. I did tell you that. Doesn't matter, does it? Because you're not here. For about 10 minutes she was sad, but then she figured it out. Like, she's so happy at this other school. She's graduating now. She had a great career there. She banged goals and she's got a phenomenal degree. You've got to choose a school where you see yourself being happy for 4 years, and there's everything to take into account. The program, is it a positive program? When you go on visits, here's a little bit of a hint. The players that are speaking to you have been handpicked to speak to you, okay? They are selling you the school. I don't even know if I should say this, but find out the other team, the players, DM them on Instagram. Like, listen, tell me the truth about this program. You know, is it good? Nine times out of 10, it's gonna be positive, right? It's gonna be really good. But there's going to be that one where you dodge the bullet because they're like, yeah, like the coach handpicks people, like it's abusive or whatever it is. And if you get that, you ask someone else. And then if that corroborates, then you might want to not go to that school. D1, D2, D3, NAIA, names don't mean anything. Pick a school that you're going to be happy at. Pick a school where you can really see yourself playing, the style of play. You know, I've had players go to massive D1 schools and they don't play much because it doesn't suit their style as a player, but they went there because they wanted that ego boost of being like, yeah, top 10 school. What's the point if you sat on a bench? And they're not going to change their style, so it doesn't matter how good you get because they're not going to play you with a hold up 9. like to launch, right? So be picky, do your due diligence, and don't get hung up on those names. Like you can get a very, very good program D2, D3, NAIA. If you're gung-ho on D1 and you've got that drive that you really want to do it, make sure you look into that school and follow your vibe, because your vibe, like your gut feeling is very rarely wrong, and your gut feeling won't lie to you. But don't get hung up on those numbers, man. It doesn't matter. Just go where you're gonna have a good experience. That's the most important thing. It's 4 years of your life. Like, you don't want to go somewhere because of the label and then be like, oh cool, I hate this place. I'm from California and it's in the middle of the snow. I've never seen snow before in my life. This is 4 years in the snow. Don't get hung up on labels and names. Do your research, find out a school that you will be happy at. The experience is worth way more than the badge of, you know, when you're 35 and you've got a job and you can look at Karen in the next cubicle and be like, hey, play D1. Karen doesn't care. She just wants your report that she asked you for an hour ago. It's quite controversial, this one. It's about your coach, when to listen to them and when to not listen to them. What you have to take on board is that your coach is a human being and they are not a robot. And because they're human beings, they will sometimes react with emotion and they will say things that they don't mean to say. You know, this video really is for the player who is kind of fed up with getting screamed at, but they know that the coach is good. Respect the coach. If they're telling you something tactically, they're trying to help you. So if you're a forward, ball comes in, you're one-on-one with a keeper and you sky it like 20 yards over. And this is my favorite. It's like when the coach goes, you should have put that in the left corner. That's when you don't listen, because that's when you look and you're like, oh really? Oh, I was meant to put it in the net. Oh, not over. Thanks. That's when you've got to kind of like understand the mentality. If they're trying to help you, but by screaming across the field that you should have scored, that doesn't help you. If a coach is screaming at you, you can take what's coming and kind of take the positive bits out and then ignore the rest. A way that we teach players to deal with this is immediate recognition of mistakes that you make. Okay, we call it a 3-second rule, where if you make a mistake in a game, you got 3 seconds to figure it out, why it happened. Was my body shape wrong? Did I hit it with the wrong part of my foot? Did I leave my foot in too long? Did I leave that player like 3 yards too much so she or he could get away from me? And it's such a powerful tool to have, because if you can do immediate recognition, you pretty much immediately fix what went wrong. Then what they're shouting at you, you already know. So it no longer affects you. And they might be saying exactly the same thing as you've just told yourself. So you're like, yeah, I get it, cool. It has a huge effect on your psyche as well. Because if you fix that mistake, it's not gonna happen again in the game because you're aware of it. You know, if the ball keeps coming into you and your touch is a little bit heavy and you keep getting the ball taken away from you, get the My Soccer training app. Go outside, work on it, right? But then it's like, okay, this mistake's happened, so I need to shield the ball more on my touch. And as soon as you start to do that and fix the mistakes yourself, you'll see that the coach's like volume in your head will go down, and over time it's going to go down anyway because they know that you're fixing it all yourself. Huge technique. And please don't take this as don't listen to your coach, because I would never say that. 99% of coaches out there, brilliant, telling you the information that you need. They're human, right? They want to win, they want to develop you, but sometimes you need to pick and choose what you listen to. That is all about listening to your coach. Controversial a little bit, but it's also about making yourself better by fixing your own mistakes. Don't be a whiny B word, which means bitch. Don't be a whiny one. But it's more honestly about taking responsibility. Throughout life, you're gonna encounter times when things go wrong. You're going to encounter times where it feels like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things go wrong. Now in soccer, it's usually I'm not starting, coach doesn't like me, my teammates pick on me, my team sucks, coach treats everyone else better. This little video is all about how you can combat that pretty easily. And I started to do this a long time ago. It's about taking responsibility and ownership for everything bad that happens to you, but also everything good that happens to you. If your coach is mean to you, maybe look in the mirror and ask why. Because 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be, maybe you don't, behave the best at practice, maybe your attitude isn't great, maybe you talk back to them when they're trying to make a coaching point, maybe you're really catty with them, maybe you're cancerous in the team environment. There's usually a reason. Not all the time. Sometimes you're just gonna encounter a toxic environment with a coach. And even then, take responsibility for it, because you joined the team and you didn't do your homework, right? And then you get out of that situation. Toxicity is no good for anyone. On the flip side, it's also about taking ownership for everything good that happens to you. I always say to younger players, when you get to 18 and you do your college signing, you can wake up that morning and look in the mirror and be like, you did this, like you did it. You worked hard. You wrote down your goals. You did your self-assessment every month. You planned your success. Go you. Like, you can be your own cheerleader that day. And that is not just for like making college, but it's for like scoring goals. It's for being an impact player. It's about being a great defender, getting a clean sheet, rock of a goalkeeper. And it's about celebrating your victories and knowing that you worked hard, you're a team player. You have to be very realistic with yourself. You have to be very, very honest with yourself. When it comes to being a whiny little biznetch, just don't do it. You've got to look in the mirror. Like, no one enjoys being around that person who, especially in a team environment, who is always talking about players. It doesn't seem happy when another player scores, or they're always catty. And this gives both guys and girls teams, right? If you see yourself doing that, catch it. Catch it, and it's as easy as flicking a switch in your head and being like, you know what? I'm not playing very well. It's my fault because I haven't gone out and worked on my weaknesses. It's not the coach's fault for not starting me. Take responsibility for your actions. Everything that happens to you happens for a reason, and then you react and you deal with it in a positive way until you turn into that person who everybody wants to be like on the team. You don't even have to be the best player, right? You can just be that player that if everyone's down, they look at you and your eyes can just bring people up, right? You've just, conceded a goal. You look and they're like, all right, let's keep going. Be that person rather than the little troll just trolling around under your little troll bridge. Because those players, trust me, they might get to college, they might play pro, but they're never happy with themselves. They're never happy, no one likes them, and they get a reputation for it, and they go get a job in a call center, and that thing continues throughout their life of woe is me, everyone hates me, I don't know what to do. But it's because they talk crap on people all the time and they refuse to take responsibility for their own actions. Don't be that person.